In today's video, how intense should your cardio be to ensure you are losing body fat? Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and I got another great question for you guys about cardio and about fat loss. Because I've done these videos for the last few months, so I understand you guys are really curious. I did a video where I walked for 60 minutes every single day for 30 days, lost a bunch of body fat. I've continued to lose body fat. And I know the question becomes, well, what do you do when you're doing your cardio? Because sometimes I don't give you guys specifics, but there's a reason for my madness, okay? So let me read you today's question that I got from right here on my Instagram message. So guys, go send me your questions to Instagram direct messenger. I'm gonna help you guys out, or I'm gonna make a video on the damn thing and help everybody out. I just watched your video on low intensity cardio and wondered what you would recommend with a Peloton. I was thinking of starting with 30 minutes of low speed, low intensity, and then increasing it by 10 minutes in 3 weeks, and every 2 weeks until I got to 60 minutes. What would you suggest the speed wise and resistance be? I'm in average shape. However, my goal is to drop from 255 pounds down to 225 pounds. I'm a 6'5", very large human being at 54 years old. Great question. Guys, this is where I think a lot of us run into this thing called paralysis by analysis. You start to get in this idea of like, okay, I need to have all the information before I get started. No, you do not. Just start. Peloton is another great way of doing some aerobic activity that is very easy to get into. Why? Because you can put it in your house. You don't have to worry about the weather. You don't have to worry about the time of day. You can do it early in the morning, middle of the day. Whenever you get a free minute, you can do it. Now, why do I use the incline treadmill? Why do I love walking in my house? Because it's always available for me. I don't have to wait in line for it. I don't have to go to a gym for it. If it's hot outside, if it's cold outside, if it's raining outside, if I want more intensity than outside offers because I live in Florida, everything is flat. Well, I have the power to just get on my treadmill, put on a TV show, zone out, burn a bunch of body fat, and lose body fat, okay? And that's really what it's about, guys. So what do I suggest for the Peloton? Listen, I'm not an expert on Pelotons, but I've done bike riding for fat loss in the past. What I suggest is just start. Get on the Peloton, set yourself up at a resistance that provides a little bit of a challenge, right? Now, over time, what do I suggest my clients do to ensure that they're burning body fat? Because your body does adapt. It improves its aerobic capacity. Your muscles improve their aerobic capacity. So when you start doing cardio, in a few weeks, it's gonna become easier. You're gonna burn less calories. You're still gonna burn calories, but how can you ensure that you're getting the same effect? Make sure that you're still breaking the same sweat. That's right. When I did my walking video every day for 60 minutes, what I noticed was the first 3 or 4 days were very challenging. By the end, some days my shins would be hurting. By the end, some days I'd be breathing very deeply, pouring sweat. But by the end of those 30 days consecutive, those walks were a breeze. So what did I have to do? I increased the speed, I increased the incline. So this is where the real magic is with having a Peloton at home. You can plug it in and you can get some digital information. What I like to do is I like to look at my treadmill, and if I'm doing a cardio session for say 30 minutes or an hour, I like to look at the calories burned. Now, are those the actual calories burned? No, but it turns it into a game for me. I say, yesterday I burned 411 calories in 1 hour. You know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna get to 420. And what happens is, when I get close to the end, if I'm not reaching that goal, I pick up the pace and I pick up the speed to ensure that I get there. Or I start to remember, oh, yesterday I bumped it up to increase a level 5 on the incline, and I was burning more calories earlier in the session. So maybe I'll try to go harder a little bit earlier and taper off. The point being is I'm constantly kind of challenging myself. And the real key, guys, when it comes to, in my mind, fat loss for cardio, is that you notice an increase in body temperature, all right? So after a few minutes of performing cardiovascular exercise, when those energy systems kick in that are breaking down body fat, your body temperature should go up by a few degrees. You'll feel it kind of all over, right? And if you continue that, you'll start to get a little glisten, a light sweat. This to me is the sweet spot. Now, a lot of people talk about zone 2 cardio, your heart rate being between 120 and 140. That's all well and good, and it's pretty good information. However, knowing yourself, challenging yourself, that's really where the value comes from. When should you increase your cardio? So let's say you start with 5 sessions of 30 minutes and you lost 2 or 3 pounds the first week. Should you increase it? In my mind, no. I like to continue losing weight on as little cardio and as much calories as possible. Once you've gotten to a place where, okay, you've been kind of maintaining the same weight for a couple weeks, you've got the option now. Can you increase your caloric expenditure throughout the day? Yes, But understand that cardio is just a very small portion of that, okay? We burn many more calories through non-exercise activity or hand gestures like this or our daily motions. So you've got to pay attention to your daily activity. If you start to conserve energy in other areas of your life, this is why I don't love high intensity cardio. Because although if you look at high intensity cardio in say a 15 to 30 minute session, you're gonna burn more calories than you would through walking. However, what I've experienced with myself and my athletes is that because you're so exhausted from such high intense bout of exercise, you conserve energy throughout the rest of the day. You move less and you're likely to eat more as your appetite will be higher from a HIIT session than it will be from a low intensity steady state session. Guys, when I finish on my walk, I simply get off, go clean up a little bit and go to work. I don't have this overwhelming desire to take a nap, okay? So it's all about the big picture, understanding that yes, start with your Peloton, break a light sweat, do your 30-minute sessions and be willing to add more time as needed. That's really the magic here, guys. I wish I could tell everybody that this is the formula. You do this amount of time, you do this speed, but it varies from person to person, but it all starts with you. Don't try to find all the information and understand it completely before you get started. Just get started, guy. Just move more. Just track some calories. Just start putting these little pieces in place without putting any pressure on yourself and enjoy it. And understand that you have the control now because you know how to turn the dials. You know how to burn more calories. You know how much food you're eating. You know what your week looks like. You know what your waist measurement is. You know what your pictures look like. You have the power, guys. It's up to you. So make the changes and hopefully this helps you out. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.